Hey y'all, so I'm gonna tell you right now that because I'm in the car and I talk a lot with my hands and I move like that, and I didn't pin this piece of hair won't let me be great. Let's see. So there are going to be plenty of times in this video that you see me doing like this. Just ignore it. It's because I'm trying to get my hair back together, because this is a lot of hair. This is, well, if you want to know what the type of hair it is, just hit me in the comments. Let me know. I'll tell you what's going on with my hair. But that was that. So now let's get into the video. Hey y'all, it's Akira from What's going on? So I know you're like, girl, why every time I see you somewhere different? So today I am in my car because it's just too darn hot, y'all. It's hot in my room. Roll the egg, get some cross circulation going with the air. It's really hot in my room, and you know, it's a beautiful day. And plus, real talk, I do have some running around the errands and things that I gotta get done. And I know me, if I go in my house, I'm gonna lay down because it's hot. I'm gonna fall asleep and all of that. Plus, later I'm going to see Lion King. That's probably what my other video this week will be about Lion King and about the Beyonce album. I know y'all heard that Beyonce album, and if you didn't, go get your life. Matter of fact, that's in the description box. Let me know. Have you listened to the new Beyonce album? Not the soundtrack, but it's called Lion King: The Gift. Tell me if y'all listen to that, and if y'all haven't, go listen to it. It's required listening for the video on Friday. So I think Friday is when I'm gonna post the other video. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. Well, you know, actually, let's do the intro, and then we'll get into what today's video is about. So let's go.
She knows exactly what she wants, and she knows exactly what she deserves, and it makes them boys nervous.
Alright, so I was on Instagram, like I'm always, not always actually. Side note, have y'all noticed there's an app that's built into your iPhone that will tell you in general how often, like your average day, how often you're on your phone? That app will get you together, because if you one of those people, I started off real high, and actually like week over week I've been dropping down, just because like there's so many other things I can be doing. There's so many other things I can be focused on that don't require my phone. I just started school, so I got plenty of homework to do. Matter of fact, dang, I got homework I gotta do. Anyway, you could be reading your Bible, you could be building your business plan. Like, there are just plenty of things. Or you could be kicking it with your friends, enjoying this weather. Y'all know, I live in Cleveland. We got the lake here. Don't get in the lake, but you could definitely go to the beach, because the beach is a cute situation. But there's plenty of things you could be doing that don't require you being on your phone. We got a life to live. But anyway, that's not what we're here today. Today we're gonna talk about. Today is kind of a update video, right? I started this channel a couple months ago, and in one of my previous videos I talked about, you know, just making plans and what things to do. I know in one video I talked about things you should have been doing with your taxes. I've talked about like just how to set plans and things like that. Now today is kind of a check-in day, but not only a check-in day, but also a what if stuff is not going the way you want kind of day, right? So we're all about this hot girl summer. We're all about getting out here, getting to this money, getting to these bags, you know, slaying our goals, living in our purpose, all of those good things. But what if you're one of those people who it just ain't hitting like that right now? This hair, child, this hair won't let me be great. And I wish y'all could see. I had to put my lion mane in because I'm going to see Lion King, so I had to put my mane in. I'm gonna have it for a little bit. This is probably the hair that's gonna hold me over till I get my birthday hair. But anyway, I'm all off topic. Anyway, here to talk about those people who maybe you haven't figured out what you're supposed to be doing. You haven't really sat down and got your goals together, or maybe you've allowed life to, you know, slow you down and things like that, and you're feeling a way about it. Listen, first of all, life happens to the best of us. And I don't mean like your day-to-day life. I mean like people passing away, people getting sick, people getting married, people getting divorced, people having children, people losing children, people getting jobs, people losing jobs, people allowing life to separate them from God. Like, things happen in our day-to-day life that it throws us off. How you bounce back from those roadblocks, that's what builds your resilience. one thing we've been talking about in school, like, because I like I said, I just started, and one thing they talk about a lot is grit in school, and about how basically you got to be able to push past how you feel what your emotions or your feelings are in the first place. You got to be able to push past those things, because in order to do that, that's how you become successful. And well, they're talking about in the education space, but realistically that could be applied to anything. And we have a really bad habit of, if we don't like it, well, we just can just chalk it and try something else. Like, no, don't get me wrong, there are some things you aren't supposed to be doing, and that's where discernment comes in. That's when you should figure out what the lane is. But once you know what your lane is, nothing should stop you. Even if the stuff ain't hitting right, even if in the moment you're feeling away, even if whatever, you have to take responsibility of what your purpose is. And taking responsibility, that means regardless of what it looks like, regardless of how it feels, you pushing past it, pushing through it, and doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm not saying it like it's easy. I know it's hard, especially when you are trying to be diligent. And like, literally, I started school and everything, all this craziness started happening, and I was in my feelings about some of the things, but majority of it was me just being like, all right, cool, I'm gonna focus, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, I'm gonna stick to the schedule that I built for myself, because the reality is, in order for me to live the life that I want, in order for me to build the foundation of the legacy that I want, this part, me getting my education, is a part of that. So regardless of whatever else is going on, I can't let that knock me off what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So for those who you started out with plans, you made your list and you checked it twice and you did all of that stuff, and then life started happening to throw you off. It's okay. It's okay. We in July now though, right? So we got August, September, October, November, December. So we got 5 months to get it together. A little less than half the year. You still can write that book you was talking about. You still can build that business plan you were talking about. You still can invest in whatever you were talking about. And investment isn't always you taking money and doing something. You can invest your time. You can invest your other resources. You can invest your mental capabilities. You can invest your emotions. Like, we dictate what we want to invest in, and you can invest in whatever you want. Just make sure it's something purposeful and something fruitful. I believe, like, as we're in the world and we're doing the things that we do, we're planting seeds, good and bad. The type of job that I have is all about planting seeds. If I can't close you on what I need you, like, if I can't sell you on what we're doing that day, it's all about planting the seed. And I think sometimes we don't think about the type of seeds that we're planting. We having our hot girl summer, and there's nothing wrong with, listen, my friends will tell you, I'm all about the hot girl summer, okay? I'm all about the turn up. I'm all about the having fun. I'm all about all of that. But at the same time, I'm also about getting my finances together. I'm also about getting my credit together. I'm also about getting my, all the things that when I look at myself that I don't like, or things that I want to work on, I'm all about getting those things together as well. And to be completely fair, I do believe that all of that falls under hot girl summer. You know what I'm saying? Megan Thee Stallion, if you don't know, sidebar, hot girl summer comes from Megan Thee Stallion, because that's her brand. It's part of her brand. Hot girl, hot boy, hot girl summer, hot boy summer, all that stuff. Anyway, I am a Megan Thee Stallion fan. I do like her music. She can be a lot, but I like her. Anyway. When you are having your hot girl summer, it's more than just partying. And I think sometimes that's the part we get focused on. That's the part we focus on, right? Like, y'all see Megan driving the boat. If you don't know what driving the boat is, it's when she take Hennessy and she pour it down girl throats. But we see Megan in the club. We see Megan driving the boat. We see Megan doing all these things. And so people think that's all she's doing. When if you listen to her in interviews, she's also, Megan's in school, or I know when she first started, she was in school. I think she said she switched to online classes because of her being so busy. But she wants to open up nursing homes in her city. She just did a thing where they clean up like the beach or whatever where she's from or whatever. So like, she's doing she's putting money in her granny pocket. Her mom passed away, I think either this year or last year. So the girl, and so she takes care of her family. She does different things. So she's doing more than just partying. And if we keeping it a buck, they're paying her to be at those parties. Y'all there for free, and they paying her to be there. But anyway, I just think it's really important to make sure that the same energy we put into our turn up, we're putting into our purpose. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't been, that's okay. I understand it's been a nice summer. We just had a heat wave come through. Like, I get it. I understand. It's easy to get sidetracked by the glitz and the glam. And we've talked about social media before, how social media will have you thinking people live in this way. Well, real talk, they live in this way. But don't be that person. You know what you want to do. You know what you're supposed to be focused on. So let's get to that. And hot girl summer too, to me, and again, this is my personal interpretation, I guess, but part of the hot girl summer conversation too is knowing when to slow down, knowing when to have a seat, knowing when it's time to play, and knowing when it's time to get to business. If we're keeping the buck, all of y'all should not be having the stereotypical hot girl summer. All of y'all should not be out here partying. All y'all should not be in the club every weekend. All y'all should not be at the beach every weekend, because you have done nothing to set yourself up for later. And we have a lot of people who, you want to party, you want to kick it, that's cool, but what do you have to show? Like, you have to have a balance. You have to have a balance, and we lack balance because we go off of social media, and social media is people's highlight reels. Most people's social media is not their day-to-day life. It's not the real stuff. It's not paying these bills. It's not going to your 9 to 5. It's not doing all of those things and living within your means. Again, they pay Megan to be at the mall. Y'all see these celebrities, the girls in Love and Hip Hop girls and all of this stuff. They pay them to be a lot of these events. Y'all paying to see them. So keep in mind, you trying to be like a baller. This hair child. You trying to be like a baller for the night, which is fine, but you shouldn't be late on your rent because you're trying to play baller for the night. You see what I'm saying? Like, hot girl summer is living within your means, living within your purpose, and doing what you got to do to get to your next bag and to secure your foundation for the legacy that you should be trying to build. And for some people, they like, I ain't that old, I ain't trying to do that. But I think about it from this perspective. Last week we talked about A$AP Rocky, the A$AP Rocky situation, and we talked about how, I think in that video I also talked about Sandra Bland for a second. And I was thinking about how, there are a lot of people who, not only Sandra Bland, but like Testosterone and all of these people, when they pass away when they're younger, and people bring up things that they've said that people did not like. And they talk about how, well, you don't know who they could have grown to be, and Malcolm X used to be Richard something little, and all of this stuff, right? Like, which is I can see why you would have that perspective, but this is my perspective on things like that. It's very important to make sure that you are operating in your excellence at all times, because you don't know when you're gonna die. You don't know when you're gonna get caught out of here, because the reality is, yes, Malcolm X had enough time to become Malcolm X, but let's just say he didn't, and he died at I forget what his last name was, but something little. I forget what his first name was. Let's say he died at who he was before he became Malcolm X. Those seeds that he planted, that foundation of that legacy, is all we would have had to go off on. So that's why it's important to operate in our excellence at all times. And don't get me wrong, it takes time for us to grow to certain places and to grow to certain thought processes. But in the Lord's year of 2019, we should be able to get to those places faster, especially because we have social media, because we have the internet, because we have more people who are more open-minded and who are more expansive. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be able to get to those ideas faster. You shouldn't think you're better than somebody else because you have a penis or because you're a different skin tone of someone else. You shouldn't think it's okay for someone to die just because they choose to sleep with people who have the same genitalia as them, or they believe that they were born with the wrong genitalia. Like, those, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are basic concepts that we should be able to all agree on. You shouldn't think it's okay to disrespect a woman that is black just because you see everyone else doing it. Like, these are basic concepts that we should be able to connect with at a younger age in 2019. And we all play a part in that. As someone who is growing older, and I have nieces and nephews, and I have young women that I guess look up to me, and young women who talk to me and things like that. It is my responsibility to plant those seeds of self-love, to help with self-esteem, to let them know what real respect looks like in relationships and also in friendships. Like, those are my responsibilities. And I do my best to make sure I'm operating in excellence at all times. So when I do pass away, if I was to drop dead right now, I'm pretty set. I'm pretty cool with what my legacy will be, because I don't say things that are crazy. I try to be mindful of everyone. I try to have empathy for everyone's situation, because that's the only way we're going to get to a better place as in our world. That's the only way we're going to get there, is if we start showing empathy for one another. And I use that word a lot in my videos because our world lacks it. But that's another video. I won't go there. I said all that to say, though, we have to do a better job about making sure that during this time, like, yeah, you might have gotten thrown off whatever you were supposed to be doing. That's okay. It's time to dust yourself off and try again. Aaliyah voice.
Dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again.
And let's just get to those goals you set at the end of the beginning of the year. They're still obtainable. You just got to get to it. Whatever those goals are, they're still obtainable. You just gotta buckle down, focus, and get to it. I saw this post on Instagram that actually is what kind of sparked the idea of this checkup video. And if I can put it here, I will. We'll see. Shout out to, who is this? Rise and Glow Babe is somebody I follow on my Truth and Love United Instagram page. If you're not shameless plug, if you're not following me, why not? Make sure you follow Truth and Love United on Instagram. But it says, when you're feeling down, just take a moment and remember who the F you are. Nobody can play you. You're great. You're strong. You're resilient. You're the period. Like, you the bomb.com. It's funny because people always laugh at me, because when I have conversations with people, especially men, but people in general, and they want to say like things about me, or they want to say whatever, I'm like, do you know who I am? Do you know whose I am? Do you know whose image I'm created in? Do you understand? God thought enough of me to create me, and I'm created in his image. Who are you, and why should I care what you think? Why should I care that's above me? Your opinion of me has nothing to do with me, sis. Period. Or boo. Nothing. It has nothing to do with me. And people always laugh when I speak that way, when I talk about myself in that way, but it's true. Like, because of who I am and whose I am, and because oh, well, thank you, because I'm hungry. Because of the foundation, that foundation of my belief in God, and me knowing that I'm his daughter, and he created me for a purpose, and slowly figuring out what that purpose is, and falling into place and starting to take those steps. There's nothing you can say about me that'll make me feel differently about myself. Now, don't get me wrong. I personally have some days where I'm like, oh, like I'm feeling a little less than, or I'm feeling inadequate and things like that. But normally that comes from me comparing myself to others, which is another thing we got to stop doing. Stop comparing your summer to somebody else's. Whatever somebody else got going on don't have nothing to do with you. You supposed to be focused on what you supposed to be focused on. So focus on what you supposed to be focused on. But anyway, that's another video. But comparison will take you out if you allow it to. And when I have those moments, or when I feel those thoughts coming on, I'm like, nope, because I was uniquely created. Everybody has a role to play. Even in the kingdom of God, right? Everyone has a role to play. Everybody can be a finger. Everyone can be a hair strand. Everybody can be a leg. Everybody can be a toe. Everybody got a different lane to play. Everybody got a different role to play. So there are people who gonna watch this video, who gonna love my personality, and who gonna subscribe, hint, hint, clue, clue, and who gonna, rock with me because they like me, and they like that I talk about God. And just listen, I'm all of this, and God created all of this, and he loves me, and I love him, and I do my best to live the way he wants me to live. You know what I'm saying? And there are some people who gonna be like, she's not a good representation of Christianity. I can't deal with her. She's too much. Which is also fine, because there's somebody else who you will connect with better. But we all got a role to play. And that took a really long time for me to get, because I didn't meet a lot of people who were like me, who believed in God, or who had the personality that I had and believed in God. But that's okay. Everybody got a role to play. So don't compare where you are to someone else. Don't compare what your role is to someone else, because at the end, if we all play our roles correctly, we all win. Let's focus on getting back on our goals. Let's focus on getting back in line, and let's get to this finish line of this new year, and let's be able to really celebrate when the new year comes, because we've put ourselves in a better position for 2020. Let's do that. So if you've gotten this far, I appreciate it. I don't think I said in the beginning, but welcome to my channel. I'm sorry I didn't welcome you in the beginning. That's my bad. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. I talk about this type of stuff all the time. I'm just really big into you know you're not alone. You're not by yourself. And we're gonna get through this thing called life together, boo. Okay? Okay. But if you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, hey boo, what's good? What's poppin'? Make sure you check out the website, truthandloveunited.com. I haven't updated in a while. I need to go do that. That's on my to-do list of things to do today. Before I go to the movies, shout out to my homegirl Tanisha. We're going to the movies today. We're going to see Lion King. I'm so excited. Like I said, the next video will be about Lion King and Beyonce and all of that. But anyway, like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like, comment, share, all those good things. Make sure you do all those good things. And like I always say, as long as you're running your race at God's pace, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Bye, y'all.
Know that girl can make everything you got a little better. She can change your world for the better.